will become everybody. I mean, you will become the person that everybody come to in your family. Amen. Do you understand the responsibility? I used to send just 30,000 naira to Nigeria. I was like, responsible daddy. I'm serious. True story. Once I sent 100 pounds, 25,000 naira. They will take their monthly allowance. I go even still do more boy. Let me send 5,000 naira to Sokudalaye, my friend. Sokudalaye will receive a lot of 5,000. That one go they pray for me. Sometimes when I send there like 200 pounds, 50,000. Before your naira turn to trash you. But as more people know, say I know they will do again. As then they see my photo on social media, and I don't want to disappoint them. Sure, you get. I don't want to disappoint my friends. I'm talking about 12 years ago. My Egun brother, a long time. How are you? Baba, if I mistakenly say, Baba, Naija now, everything. Baba, you know Naija now, you know easy. Everything everywhere is God has blessed you now. You don't do UK, your own done better, Baba. Shall no forget also. Say we dey pray for you, my Egun brother. I dey pray for you, go. Because I tell God, say, Baba, Mayegun, my brother, my friend, is in UK. What it does for Mayegun, go better for me too. God help Mayegun so that Mayegun can help me. So for me to show to them that God has been kind too, I started going into debt. I dey borrow money to give to people because you see, maybe somewhere when I was in Nigeria, they don't do that same prayer. Say, you will become the head that everybody will come to. I don't go shout amen. Stupidly. Amen. Did you ever grab your head and grab your stomach and use the loudest of your voice and scream so that the angels in heaven can hear? You will become everybody comes to. Amen. And the sweat. I think I remembered. You remember I was once a brother in Foursquare. Oh, I told you, come on, have you forgotten? Right, I was brother Shola. Yes, now I was once born again. Then I now kind of born again. But some of those people are now saying I was born again, then I turned to born against. It doesn't really matter. They don't call me Brother Shola before. I must have said amen. Because that's the only reason I can give. Because I don't know how I ended up in debt. For about 4 years of my stay in the UK. Early stage. I did borrow money to give to people in Nigeria. Hello? Yalaje? Hello, the exchange rates. How much is the exchange rate today? It is now 280. It is now 300 naira. Okay. How much is if you had to help me do 300 pounds? I'll give you at the end of the month. Is that okay? No, it's all right. Don't worry. Why? But I don't get 300 pounds, so I won't give it at the end of the month. I go count the scrap everywhere. Because I didn't want to disappoint them. And I didn't want to disappoint God. Baba, from my own experience, right? That is a stupid prayer. The real prayer should be, by this time next year, all of your black taxes, the ones that have been limiting your growth, the one that has made you to not to become a millionaire, the ones that have taken the responsibility, generational responsibility upon you, the criminals who made it impossible for you to grow so that you can begin to take care of other people who are the victims of the ruin system. By this time next year, all of them would have come out of the shackles of slavery, the shackles of begging, the shackles of I beg. So that you can use your money. Any money you make, you can use that to grow yourself. Maybe for your own children that are coming. That should be the prayer. Unfortunately, they say, your friends will beg, they will come and beg you for food. Can you even believe that? I think that's why they deleted the video. See it for the last time. They may report my broadcast because of this video. Because they've never really deleted any of Baba Adeboye's video. But surprisingly, they deleted this one. Because the prayer no makes sense, Baba. Gio.
For this time next year, your colleagues will be coming to you for food. They'll be coming to you for refreshment. You know, in every family, there is somebody they call the go-to person. Somebody you go to when you have a problem. Somebody you go to when you have a need. I decree that in your family, you'll be the go-to person.
I dey owe my sisters now. You know, that kind of a New Year resolution. I don't go call all of them and say, come, what would you like to do going forward? How do you want me to help you and support you in 2024 so that you can do things on your own and I can save the rest of my pennies? Maybe. So it's not an easy responsibility. What cost you go? £1,000. That's as worse as your naira has become today, as devalued it has become. Where they do big man with £200, £300 every month. Then £1,500, £2,000 in some cases. Baba. But guess what? Even though I know they go into debt doing them anymore. Sure you get. I just gave myself some common sense. You understand? Nobody can take anybody out of poverty. You cannot take your family out of poverty. You can't. Especially if they do not have the will to leave everything that naturally has been placed in Nigeria, everything that is there, conditioning them to be poor, except they are ready to leave it. You know what's going to happen to you if you don't give yourself any sense? And you feel big because you don't go say amen to the Adeboye prayer or maybe now another pastor prayer. Today you are somewhere. You are still kind of trying to get it together. But nevertheless, black taxes from Nigeria, they continue to render you partially poor, struggling, but you are thanking God. Alpha, Mayegun, we are thanking God because you are still paying the bill, but you are supposed to be bigger than that. Yeah? So I'm just saying, maybe I shouldn't even say it, but a lot of people have said that don't give your money to this, don't give your money to that, because you cannot lift anybody out of poverty. No, you can't. You will only end up in that poverty yourself. I kind of need that advice myself too. Say, Mayegun, you also need that advice. I know. I do. But that's actually what I'm saying too. Like, we all need that advice. All of us, being honest with ourselves. You cannot lift anybody out of poverty who is not ready to live that poverty. And poverty is something that started from here. And average Nigerians are placed in a sort of a mindset that he knows his limitation. He can't dream big. He knows his limitation. That kind of system is why we said the system must go. I mean, the system where they catch you, say you they sell igbo, you they sell drug. They can't say, what would you want the government to do for you? You say, make government just forgive you if they know that you are innocent. Okay? So they should let you go and let you go back to go and do your work. What kind of work do you do? Buying and selling. Selling what? The one in Nigeria will take propoye. Everything will take propoye.
Which one make government do for you now as you suffer like this?
Please let the government take proper care investigation about the allegation that against on me. That I'm innocent. If they find me guilty, they can do whatever I like. But if I'm innocent, they will free me to go and do my work, please.
Okay, now what you want make government do for you be that?
I want them to free me, to leave me, to go back to my work, to go and do my
Which work do they do?
I dey sell markets.
What's in the market?
I dey sell Indian.
What's in the iron?
Igbo.
They sell Igbo. Now only Igbo you they sell.
You the mad fire.
Yes.
Eyes and what?
and crack.
What you want make government can do for you? As they said those things now, where they catch you. What you want make government can do for you?
But help me, I no go sell them again.
You no go sell them again.
Sinikpe gboro ti di kropoye, everywhere ló ti propoye. Yes. Sinikpe gboro ti di kropoye, everywhere ló ti propoye. Yes.
Nigeria. But there's something about Nigeria and Nigerians that when the situation gets so bad, so worse, that your spirit is sort of broken. You know what I mean? Like when people say, "Oh, I'm just so depressed." Some people say they are so afraid to open the social media because they know between a minute or two they open that social media, all the terrible, horrible news about Nigeria will begin to kind of flash at them like that. And I'm just looking to buy hair cream. So which hair cream? Here, they don't kill 17 for Shokoto. They don't kill 35 for Kebi. Another 40 have been kidnapped from Kaduna. I just wanted to buy hair cream for my daughter. That's why I'm on social media. No. People are scared to open social media because of all these terrible news. But I'm going to put a smile on your face before we take calls tonight. And it's coming from these brilliant faces, these brilliant souls, right? Telling you about Igbo and why they are Igbos. I saw it online. I was like, I kind of love this. So beautiful, right? Right. Take a look.
Of course, I'm more Igbo. Unlike your own calendar that has 7 days in a week, ours has 4 days. That is, Eke, Ori, and for Ankwo.
My in-laws will be coming back in the next Eke market days.
See? Of course, I'm more Igbo. Where people are gathered, we don't say good morning, ma. Good morning, sir. We say Ndewo. Ndewo. Neke. Ebo. Of course, I'm more Igbo. We are the smartest tribe in the whole of Africa. 2 times 2 plus 2 minus 2 times 0. 0. Smart boy. Oh, I win Igbo.
Of course, I be Igbo. Whenever your wife put to bed, you must call your mother-in-law for Mugo. Hello, mommy. Me ma Mugo kwe nwa o. Ngwa bia wa Mugo o nwa ya oma. Hey. Hey.
Of course, I'm more Igbo. Every name starts with Chi. Chidimma. Ma. Chinaza. Ma. Chidogo. I told you. Ma.
Of course, I'm from Igbo. Our parents don't have first name for themselves. Rather, they eat the first child's name. Watch. Mama, get used to it.
It was like cracking, right? And Chinaza. Did you see Chinaza there? Chinaza is a girl. Chinaza is a girl's name in the real Igbo land. I'll leave the rest for all of you, okay? I'm going to go take, refill my cup. That means I am going to go make myself another cup of tea. And when I come back, the line is on your screen. You can phone in and also make your own contribution, okay? So this is me. And now you should remember, if you haven't really liked this broadcast, you should try and like it. Now, when I come back, we will take calls going forward. So thank you very much, everyone. And then I actually have a caller that has been waiting. Hello there.
Hello.
I thought I lost you, by the way, but I'm glad you are still there. The African Wahala. How are you, Baba?
I'm doing very well, my brother. Thank you so much. I wouldn't leave, man, because it's very difficult to call in, and it's always a pleasure and a honor to be able to speak on the Temple of Truth.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you for all what you do, brother.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about two topics. Adeboye, the prayer, asking people to say amen to being the go-to person in their family for help. We need to understand the psychological games that these politicians and these religious leaders use on us. Not just the politicians and the religious rulers, but also the traditional rulers. They use the same games of keeping us mentally subservient. They require us to worship them almost. And if this prayer is not enough evidence for people to see this, then it'll be difficult for them to see it in their lives. Because now, Adeboye and all those types of pastors in that capacity, they are telling us, well, I'm not one of their followers, but you guys that follow them, they are telling you that they love it when you come to them to rescue you from your sorrows and your pain and your poverty. They love it when they are the go-to persons for your problems. And in exchange for them having a psychological control over you, they are making money from you. Because in the religious sense, you are giving them your money in offerings and tithes. You are constantly contributing money to them that does absolutely nothing for you. Please use this as one of the evidences to know that these so-called elites, whether it's religious, political, or traditional, that you follow, they don't care about you. They need you to remain poor so that they can continue thriving. Thank you for that opportunity. Let me go to the second topic.
Yes, please.
The resident of Abuja, Chinaza, that was paraded. Without a doubt, I believe Chinaza was a kidnapper, because this is how it works in Abuja. For people that are familiar, I mean, if you're around the central part of Abuja from Wuse, to Berger, to Nikon, to Otako, to Life Camp, if you're taking the bus from Wuse Market and you go through Nikon Junction, you go through Zuba, all the way to Zuba. There are lots of kidnappers and one chances that operate on those routes. Very, very common. And these people are mostly from all different ethnic groups in the country. Yorubas, Hausas, Igbos, it doesn't matter. But when you're talking about the kidnappers that are operating around Buhari, LGA, around Zuba, around Kwali, close to the Lokoja Expressway, those are the Fulani terrorists. So when these criminal lying police institutions come out with a press statement that Chinaza is the head of the kidnappers, they are intentionally trying to confuse you. He is not. The real notorious kingpins, and thank you, Mayegon, for showing us those videos of what they look like. We know what they look like. These are the guys hiding in the bushes, close to Buhari, close to the Nigerian law school, between the borders of FCT, Niger State, and Nassarawa State. So don't be deceived. Do not fall victim to the propaganda of the institutions in Nigeria, including the police. They are lying to you. Chinaza was probably a kidnapper. Without a doubt, he deserves the highest level of punishment if he was. But don't let that propaganda deceive you from those ones that went to that compound 2 weeks ago and kidnapped 2 families. They are different terror groups. Thank you, Maego.
Thank you very much. The African Wahala. God bless you. I have another caller on the line as well. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Maego. This is Alu from England again. Called in yesterday.
Brilliant. Kalu.
Yeah.
Please, sir.
Thank you for all you do and thank you for your submissions. Obviously, I just enjoy watching you because I'm very, very interested in what is going on in the country. And what I'll say is, my final take on this is just that Nigeria is like a lease. If you live in the UK, you lease a house, and you as a tenant, you're supposed to manage it. So the political actors in Nigeria are managing the lease. The owners of the lease tell them what to do. You are not supposed to do, you cannot change what is there, because when you're leaving the property, they will tell you to replace it to back what it was. And the political people and the political actors in Nigeria know that when the owners of Nigeria come, they will tell them, when we give you this lease in 1960, you were supposed to only maintain, not to develop.
Just to maintain.
You're supposed to pay us rent. You're supposed to pay us rent. However you go about getting the money to pay us rent, we don't care. And that is why the political actors do.
Yeah, no wonder in Nigeria they have been managing poverty, managing terrorism, not really fighting them.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. It basically says, if you read a lease agreement in Europe, anywhere in Europe, when you rent the property, the landlord will tell you, this is the state of the property. You stay after 5 years or 6 years when you're leaving, they will go back and look at the state of the property and tell you the paint on this side is not due to wear and tear. This paint is because you scratched it. So you will repay the paint, and we'll decide if we're going to pay you back your deposit after repairing everything. So as Nigeria is, if you look at it from outside from that concept, you understand that Nigeria is like a lease. It was given to a people to manage. And those people have to use force. That's why you have police force. Where police force was not enough, they bring in the army. Where the army was not enough, they bring in the air force. And where it's not enough, they bring in the tout. And all they are doing is to keep what? Suppressing the system so that it maintains that management. You do not repair something you're managing. You only make money out of it and pay rent. That is basically what I take out of it.
So that is why Nigeria is receiving locomotive trains that China stopped using in the 80s.
Because you're not supposed to add value to something you're managing. Wow. It is not your property. The owner said, use it to wear and tear. Basically, it should depreciate, not to appreciate.
And depreciates it is right now.
And from 1960, look at it, it has been depreciated. That is why people like you that want the country to break up, people like Nnamdi Kanu, Sowore, all that people that say, they will never make it to power. Because the original agreement was not for the asset to appreciate. It's for the asset to depreciate.
That's deep.
Because the moment you appreciate, that means you that is managing have equity in the asset.
That's right. The value of the citizens also increases and appreciates.
Increases. That means you begin to know your self-worth. And if you know your self-worth, then you begin to challenge the status quo. You begin to want to buy the property. No, they don't want you to buy the property. They only want you to use it to wear and tear until the point where it can become useless. Then they will move to the next location.
Wow. That one is deep. Kalu, thank you so much. You just gave people redo tonight that is that looks so easy and simple to understand, but it is deeper once you understand it. You know what somebody said, right? Somebody said, if they explain Nigeria to you and you understand it, they did not explain it very well. You know that too, Kalu?
Yes.
They said, because the moment you understand Nigeria, you will agree that it shouldn't even never have existed.
Why? No, let's be honest. You live in Scotland. What is the population of Scotland?
Just about 6 million.
Are they more than the southwestern states in Nigeria?
I mean, we are no more than Ogun State. What are you talking about, man? We are just 6 million in Scotland. We are just actually 5.8 to 5.9 million. All right. That's the population of Ogun State.
Let's not go too far. If you read the UK Constitution, you find out that even Cornwall was regarded as a separate Cornish. They have Cornish. Cornish is less than 1 million.
I know. Cornwall.
And they treat them separately. So, if you can give those people right, why can't you give the Nigeria as a whole entity, more than half of Europe, a right? That's what I tell you. It's just they were given That's why if you go and look at sometimes when I finish watching you guys and watching what you're doing, I went back and look at the 1960 independence handover. It's in black and white. Look at the whole thing. He just telling you know what, you guys manage this thing for us. Keep paying us royalty. Thank you. A simple example is royalty. Like the videos you're making now, YouTube will pay you royalty, but YouTube cannot change your video.
No,
that is how Nigeria is.
I mean, why me too? I cannot go out of board of whatever YouTube says too. They can shut it down.
Thank
too.
you.
That's kind of like a control.
Thank you. You don't. There's nothing else you can do.
And that's even more scary, Kalu. This scenario we just painted just now. Okay, we call this place platform, and the platform is supposedly to be owned by me, right?
Yes.
But the bigger platform is controlled by the YouTube, Google, and the rest of them. That no matter how big I think I might be as a platform, they can just close it with just a single click. And all that big will be gone in a second. And if you now paint Nigeria like that, that's scary.
Yes, because for example, let me tell you one thing. Let's not go too far. Americans got independence, right?
That's right.
And that is why they have first, second, and third amendment, right?
That's right.
Thank you. Nigeria got independence. Go and read. How many times have any Nigerian, since you've been reading history of Nigeria, they opened the document to show you what was written in that document of independence?
Never.
Because it is a lease agreement. Oga, we could not take this, we could just hand over, say for paper, or hand over to owner. But when I know, say, no add value to this thing. The oil we don't discover, we could not pay royalty. It's just simple, the same. That is why no matter how you try to break Nigeria,
let me take
always
another
find
one,
a way.
Kalu, thank you so much for sharing that with us, right? Because what you just described there is neo-colonialism, right? And it is real and alive. Well, I appreciate Baba. Ma, take another one. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Take care. Bye.
That's Kalu calling from England. And here is Elder Akinola. Is that you?
It's me, General.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank God it's what they call it. Thank God it's Friday.
It is TGIF. Thank God it's sir. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, sir.
Thank you for the opportunity for today. So I've not actually been home for nearly a week now.
Oh, what happened? Is everything all right?
It's of course travel, work, and all the rest of it. So, but I'm happy that I'm back home and all that. I know of one of my page was that group I belong to, secondary school, I will say. I remember when I used to talk about this issue of kidnapping and the rest of it. And it's always about, oh, you are exaggerating, it's fear-mongering. One will offer me that if you come to Nigeria, we'll pick you up at the airport. Nigeria is peaceful and all that. And today, as they all were shouting about kidnapping here and there, my response is that this is a fake news. No one is kidnapping anyone in Nigeria. Nigeria is very safe. We should stop fear-mongering. Please, everyone should go about his or our normal businesses. This is the reality.
They should just stop giving Tifnubu bad name. Nigeria is safe. I've read that, everywhere. And I'm like, come on, this is serious.
I was talking with a politician the other day in Nigeria. And I was like, do we not have people in the executive power or legislative arm that is using their brain, in essence? We have a security architecture in the country where everybody is afraid who is going to break out of Nigeria. Then they will take a Yoruba policeman and send him to Sokoto, where he has no clue about the language the people are speaking. They will bring an Igbo man to somewhere else. Why can't all the police go to their local government, to their town, where they can have the connection with the people? People can tell them about the security issue that is going on in their area. And because of the emotional connection, they can take their job more serious, first of all. But the fear that, if we start doing that, there's some part of Nigeria will break, because they will break from Nigeria. We are fearing what other people will do to Nigeria. This fake country has to be kept together by all means, which is why we're feeling security in a security issue in essence. The second thing I've also mentioned, you look at the situation in America. When America got independent, the British loyalists were going to villages and they were killing people, terrorizing them. And the American government knew they could not respond fast enough when all this terrorism are happening. They had to propose Second Amendment, where everybody is allowed to carry gun to defend themselves. Why can't we be given such opportunity to defend ourselves in Nigeria when it is clear and obvious that security has failed? The police cannot protect you. Why should government leave our security in the hands of kidnapper as against giving the people opportunity to defend themselves? If kidnapper knows that I'm going to that house and nearly 4 or 5 people will have gone to load me with outlet, they will think twice before they enter and to start picking people up. They will think twice. Nobody wants to die. Even kidnapper don't want to die. If you
want to die, I know.
You capture them, they will say, "Oh my God, Mohammed, come and save me."
You see some of them crying. You see, so you're not a strong man.
And this is the issue, because I saw one the other day that was caught in Akure with he had carried one child like that inside a bag, and he was caught.
Kidnap a child.
And they were beating him, and they said they want to take him to police. I said, this is a guy you're supposed to put tire in his neck and just burn the nonsense. You're taking it to police.
Some level of jungle justice, right?
Yes. Gani said, in a state of lawlessness, it's very unlawful to be law-abiding. Why will I not support lawless jungle justice?
Right. Now you just quoted the Bible of the revolutionaries there, like in a state of lawlessness, it is a crime to be lawful. It is unlawful to be lawful.
It's unlawful to be law-abiding.
It is unlawful to be law-abiding in a state of lawlessness.
You look at the OPC capture this guy the other time during Buhari regime. What is his name? One Fulani guy that was raping people in Oyo. And you took him to the police station. The police arrested all the OPC people and left this is it Turaji or whatever his name was.
In fact, I can't remember the name as well, but I remember the scenario. Yeah.
In fact,
it was actually the leader of the kidnapping ring in that taxis too.
It was taken to the hospital, got very nice treatment, and I don't know if they give him some time to go home and pass, so that he can prepare for the next kidnapping. In that kind of situation, why bother take anybody to police anymore? Put fire, as long as you're 100% sure, because in this guy, they caught him with a bag, and human being was inside the bag. So what evidence do you need to burn that kind of guy? I support jungle justice in that situation. It's only when you're not sure that you say, okay, maybe I may be wrong.
I just don't like it because 99% of the time, right? They are mostly, like you said now, the one they saw physically and all of that kind of thing, right? But 99% of the time, of jungle justice is mostly jungle justice. They are wrong. You know what I mean?
This Fulani guy was caught with this guy.
I get that now, but that's the reason why I don't kind of like any kind of violence that way. You know what I mean? Like, somebody shared their story, right? They had a trauma of this, okay? So it was like they were shouting, ole, and the ole was shouting ole. And this guy who just saw everybody running towards him, started running, and before you know it, he became the only person everybody is chasing, and they killed him.
That is wrong, my ego.
No, but in this case, that's kind of traumatic things for others. But again, Baba, I'll be from Nigeria. Sure, you get, and in some no camera, no light, no nothing. I'll probably agree with you. You understand?
These people are in the bush. The people are seeing them every day, and they are doing all this to people, raping people, and at times they get caught. Take them to police. Police release them. They do nothing. They do nothing. So the people have to take their fate into their hand and make sure they protect themselves. There is no country, or if everybody believes he's from Nigeria, you're deceiving yourself. There is no country. It's like the guy described it in the last caller. This is a lease to some black colonial master for them to make money and their white counterpart to continue to make money. And if you believe you have a country and you are a proud Nigerian, I pledge Nigeria to my country to be faithful and loyal, you are deceiving yourself. There is no country. So this is what I got. I don't want to take too much. Thank you very much, General. Thank you.
God bless you. You have a good one, and have some rest as well. Enjoy it while it lasts, because you soon hit the road again, I believe. So
thank you very much.
You have a good one, okay? Yeah, that's the Akila there. I do have another call on the line as well. Here. Hello.
Oh, Mr. Maigo, good evening, sir.
How are you?
How are you, sir?
I'm very well.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, well, we are on it again.
As usual.
It's good that let's thank God that we are still one of them who is alive today to be able to witness, bad or good, what is going on. At least we can talk about it and then, try to console ourselves.
Ourselves, so I know.
Yes. The thing is that in Nigeria, even the current government, the head of the so-called head of the government that's currently there, he knows the truth. Yes, because from the grassroots, they say the government next to the people, the most important government, that all the officials from that stage, from that level, if they are not competent, if they are incorruptible, and all, that will determine what Nigeria will become in the bigger bigger view. So because from the local magistrate court, of course, they are not competent. They don't show this professionalism. The local council officer who monitors the hygiene of the local booker, or where things are sold to to people and all.
They used to have that in Nigeria. They called them the wole back then. A lot of us
exactly.
We didn't appreciate that back then.
Yes, we didn't appreciate it.
Hygiene of the people and all of that.
Yes. This is the government. This is the governance to people. If you don't uphold all these sectors, all these things, of course, that means you've messed up with the foundation. Nothing is going to work. At the top to down is not going to work. The presidency is just there. It's a figurehead, right? It can't do any. There's no impact that this presidency can make.
Anyone who really
on
has
people,
a plan
right?
for Nigeria must make it what? Bottom-up plan, not like a top to bottom.
Yes.
Like Boko Haram would say.
Yes, bottom up. Like you've just said. So, and then it starts from nursery school, primary school, the way we teach our children, right? Any to more way, you way way, now you know book, or you way you pass, now you know book. That is not the way out. You need to be able to.
Child will bring money come house. Parent go praise.
Is the successful one, right? All this slogan is not the right way, right? We need to start from the cradle, from the charity begins at home. What we teach our children, everybody, it matters. But in Nigeria, for the past 30 years, this has changed. Is not the way it used to be. When I was growing in the early 80s, late 80s, 90s, and so on, it has all messed up. One guy was talking about yesterday, the white guy who is invigilating, conducting these invigilators and whatever. Exactly. When I was in high school, I'm from Houston State. I know exactly what this guy meant. Yeah. We all contribute
Like
to
the
all
moment
this,
you already,
this
the
crap.
moment you are already compromised, and then you want to fix a compromised system, darkness can
Yeah.
never fight darkness. Corruption can never fight corruption.
Yes.
And the society at
Yes.
large,
Yes.
that is producing such a populace will always be like Nigeria that we have. Of course, sad.
Baba, it won't work. Tinubu know all this. Yeah. Tinubu has a good advisors. They know, look, this country, the way you want, where you think, say, a corrupt guy already, yeah. They know that. That's the reason why
Just take your own thing
this
and
kind
just
of
go.
people was
Pretend that you
able
are doing
to,
something. Just take your own and go, because you are also corrupt. So how do you want to fight others?
yeah.
I get that. It's a shame. Thank
So
you so much.
yeah, so this is the way we should look into this, think about it, and I know we are all trying our
to
best.
quickly back you up on something as well, right? You see, that is
Yeah.
why when people said character, integrity, morality, they actually really matter. And these are qualities that if you see in humans, you can tell that they will make good leaders too. Sure, you get. So if we can teach the children like you advise, I've been hearing this forever, but unfortunately, it keeps going worse and worse and worse and worse. You get? If I take anything when I was a little boy, this was probably like, let's say 30 years ago, right? So if I take anything home, I would have to tell my mom where I got it from. You get that? Like when I was growing up, like you said too, like in the 80s, early 90s and all of that, right? As spoiled as some of them told us. You remember when we were growing up, they told us that we were spoiled. All of you are spoiled. Nigeria is better now. You're all spoiled. Look at you. Come here. You know that time, eh? They were telling us that we were spoiled. But guess what? We still remember some little ethics. Like if you have something that you can't explain, do not let your parents see it all.
Never.
But today,
yes.
You want to say today, something? How what? Go on.
Yes. I want to say that I personally I grew up with my grandparents. You see,
right?
Because I have a mixed race. I mean, mixed parents. Part of a white and a black. So, but I was lucky.
So you have to stay with grandma for a while. I see.
Yes. I was lucky enough. My dad took me home. And I grew up, in Osun State, where I'm so proud of that place.
I can imagine. So you're one of those generation, right? You're one of those generation. They will say, let him grow up in Nigeria to learn something before going back to his mother's country. You are one of those, right?
Yes. So you won't, so you won't believe
you can do that for your own children now and say, I will teach these children. I'm taking them to Osun to go and grow up in Nigeria. Then I'll bring them back. Can you do it now? To your own children.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's only if you are talking, Yeah. So you can feel. Yes, you can feel how I felt when Gbadebo or the Lagos when they started saying, "Oh, he's not a Yoruba man." I felt so bad. Oh my God! What about me? My dad is a Yoruba man. My mom is from you. So these people they are so caliber. I know that Yoruba people are not like that. Me, I know from my grandpa. My grandpa took the independence of Nigeria. They went to London together with Awolowo and them. So I know all these things. My grandpa never said anything about Yoruba being bigot or something. My grandpa is a liberal party. He won his he won his constituency liberal, on his own, and he won it. And then he was the honorable of our own area for, for so many years. So, I don't know where this Yoruba people, and then my grandpa told me, my grandpa told, my grandpa told me about Akintola them days, when, wet here, and after then, during the 80s, so I know we have these elements where they've rippled down to Tinubu them, and then and so on, and then this Tinubu is an opportunist because he's not an aristocrat at all. It's just one of those people who can even point. point.
is Agbero.
Where is your daddy's house? Somebody who is just, so we, Yorubas are not proud of that. I hope that, and hopefully, Yoruba will wake up and then, understand what's going on. Although I know that Agbero is all his supporters anyway. So Agberos are, one kind of set of, class of people.
Like that, and all these thugs, they don't represent the Yorubas, even though they are forcing it. And that's why they can turn around and say anyone who doesn't support Tifnumbu is someone lay you.
Yes.
How many are you?
Yes, that's why they spend. Yes, so much money. So much money to buy the game. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Okay, you have a good one, sir. Right? Indeed, I love what you said. Okay, like if you put all the numbers together, you will know that they are not even like they are. Well, you know something, right? When you have that power and the money, right? And the way Nigeria is kind of, set up, okay? People like those, people like Tifnumbu and criminals like him, they are Lord of the Manors, okay? So, let's say Nigeria gave it to them, but they don't speak for the Yorubas. I can tell you that 100%. And those chancers who are also wearing agbada around him, okay? Shameless old gangs, young and older among them, shameless old fools, right? Yoruba land is what it is today because of the greed of these selfish people, but they don't care. As long as the bill is being, as long as the check is being signed, and Kole is good at that. Here is another caller on the line. Hello there. Can you hear me, or have I lost you? I think I have lost that caller, so I'll just take another one. Sorry, I lost you. Hello there.
Hello, Mario. Good evening from here.
Good evening to you. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine, thank you. Some extent, I agree with the guy from London that said something about independent, and so because those white guys are no more there. The black is killing the black. We are killing ourselves, And then he played the clip from Abacha
on them.
Yeah, we can. Black and white. People can reason. They can say this is wrong and this is right. This is what they need in Nigeria now. Although Nigeria is not a country for me, I never believe in Nigeria, because Nigeria have not given me anything. I have not gotten anything since my life. I'm 48 years today, but I don't have anything benefit from Nigeria. I have not benefited anything. So, and likewise, many people, you see people 62, many people 70, they have not benefited anything from Nigeria. So I agree with him to an extent, because the white men they are no more there. The oil is in your territory. The gold is in your territory. Everything is in your territory. Why should you now activate a criminal act? Because many are not honest, so they are wicked. Like Abacha said, although Abacha was also bad on his own way, but he said something. He analyzed Nigerian politicians. When they bring something that will benefit them, they don't care about the unity. They don't care about anybody. They don't care even the next person that is going to be hurt is from his own village. He don't care. Once that thing benefits his political ambition, Abacha said it there. So we cannot continue. We cannot continue. We don't need this paper. We don't need this paper. We don't want